This is it. It's the medal race. Double points are on offer here for the Nacra 17 fleet. I'll tell you what, though, this one's pretty much all over but the crying, because Ruji Tita and Kat Banty with the yellow jerseys there at the right end of the line on port right now. All I need to do is not have a terrible one, and they'll be okay. And here's the thing, is that they can come back. Actually, they're so far down here right now as they go on port, but it's Oz 2, Jason Darman down here. And it's Ruji Tita on port tack, so port tack option for Tita. Or is that Tita up at the top end? Port tack option. Yeah, okay. So Ruji's out on port, so a pretty brave move for him, and certainly one less tack working up the course. We're here though with Waterhouse Darman and silver medalists in Rio, and then Outeridges, and then Riley Gibbs and Louisa Chafee to windward as well. So nice start from the Americans, looking to battle back. They have 83 points, or 81 points. They can certainly make a charge at Waterhouse or at Gimson Burnett. But those top three positions right now are pretty locked in. 20 points for Tita, 35 for Jones and Saunders, and 40 for Echevarri Pacheco. So what does that mean? It means the Spanish will need to put two boats in between themselves and the Kiwis in order to pass them and take that silver spot. And yeah, I tell you what, they just crossed ahead of, no, Echevarri crossed ahead, right? Yeah. So the Spanish crossed ahead, and it looks like the Kiwis are headed out to the other side. So some guys really think there's more pressure out there, but the majority of the fleet here is working the left. And in the last race, we did see the top left was pretty much where it paid if you can get into it deep enough and you weren't messing around with the other boats too much. It's Darmanin sending into the corner, but right here you're looking at a cross. It's Saxton goes across there over Outeridge, and then 73, which is the other Italian boat, I believe, right? That's Rufo Bersani and Cecilia Zorzi. Rufo just sneaking into the top 10 there on the at the end of the regatta. All right, well, here they go. We're going to see who it pays for here. Look left here, you can see USA cross behind Denmark, and then Oz 2 is going to cross by both of them. And there's plenty of time to make a lot of passes here as these guys work their way up the course, as we get right into the lieu of the land here, the lee side of Gdynia Harbor here. From the top of the fleet, you can see just what it looks like as the last few boats working their way into the corner. Where's Saxton? Copy. What are we looking at here? Furthest to windward there is the Danish boat. And I tell you, they're really digging into the corner here. A puff coming on here. Oh man, you see Ruji going over the top there, trying to go right over the top. He's so much quicker. So fast upwind are this Italian group. And they'll tack over and see how much is left on this course. We're not at ley line yet for sure though. Definite left at the top, just like it was before. So same conditions as before, sort of pressure's on the right, but shift is on the left. And we saw sort of who it worked for. It worked for the Germans on the left in the last fleet. Will it be the same for the Cats, or because they're quicker, will it be a little bit different? Will the pressure mean that much more to them? We know that it was Gemma that shipped it out to the far corner, wasn't it? Or no, she's right here. So here you go. Now we start to get into a cover situation. Echevarri right there on port, Spanish boat. Jones and Saunders just to leeward. And all that Echevarri's got to do is put two boats between them to pass them and take that silver medal, like he did last year. He was the silver medalist in Kiel with Tara. And that's all that matters to these guys right now. The question is, if they start screwing around like Robles and Shea were doing with Sophie's and all that, are they going to let someone else come back in and pounce? I think it's a little too deep for that to happen in this group. So I think it's pretty clear for Echevarri to just try and send Jones back as much as he can, and then try and sneak away somehow. It's tough with Gold Fleet though, because if you do it for too long, everyone's going to pass you, and you're just going to finish last and second last, right? Australia coming down the first run here in a nice lead, and they didn't jibe set. They held for a little bit and then jibed out for a puff. Pressure does seem better out to sea, but it's a little bit all over the place. This is very tricky sailing.
Australia 2, I think.
That's Australia 2, we think, which would be Darmanin and Waterhouse, and looks like CP Lubeck and Lynn Senholt behind. Be our first female helm, and then one of the GBR boats behind them. This is 2-1, so this is Gibson Burnett. Just 3 points separate Gibson Burnett and their countryman Saxton, the current world champion, and his new crew, Nicky Boniface. So at the moment here, nice little battle with the Brits. See who comes out on top in that country versus country battle, because the Aussies are sailing really nicely right now. But as we've seen in the other fleet, anything can happen here in a medal race. That's sort of the way it's designed, is to dial up the drama, double the points, double the fun. Boy, Gibson is really sailing a nice line here too. He's just been eating to leeward. Nice work from the Brit. I think that jibe set wasn't maybe the best move. Working our way down the course in 5 to 8 knots of breeze. The lulls get light, the puffs maybe to 10, maybe now, if they're lucky. I haven't felt the 10 knot puff in a little while though. And on the leader here, red boat is Australia. Is it Australia 2?
Yeah.
Aus 2, Darman and Waterhouse. They were world champions. They were silver medalists, and this is their time to run for the gold. And they did a nice job at that time. And Jason's got a real tendency to want to start at the pin end and put the bow down hard. And when he does that, he tends to do well. And that's what the team decided to do there. But looks like they're probably going to go out to sea here as they head down. Oh, is that? And they get inside. Gibson and Burnett get inside. And they're coming back at us. Wow, crazy work. And they both want to come left really bad. Gibson, I think, worked really hard to get over there and come back, but then they have to go eat bad air as they work their way up the course. Denmark in the lead now. And that was Tita just behind, I believe. So they're coming right at us here. We're watching Darman. Let's watch Jason here. Watch Jason. And they're going to go for attack. So it looks like, to me, it looks like that means a pretty nice left here on the course. And these guys are going to sail on port tack for a long, long way. We'll stay out here. Can you move your way closer to the tack point, you know? We'll just watch them go upwind here. This is... Whoa, this is Tita. Tita in 6th place right now, looks like. So your current European champion deep in the medal fleet, or the medal racing fleet. That's not going to be good. And the match race for the gold. Look at this. Back of the pack here, guys. Here is your European champion, and soon to be your next European champion. Here is your silver medalist right now in this race, in this regatta. And right behind over there on port is Echevarri and Pacheco, who's your bronze medalist right now for this regatta, and they're all in last place. So interesting stuff here. Obviously, NZL 22 covering the Spanish, and that's the smart move. There's no fooling these sailors, guys. If you go into your last race of a regatta back home or in your club and you don't know exactly what all the permutations are, then you might not win it. And these folks just aren't going to leave that up to chance. They're too good. They've got too many good people coaching them and teaching them and training them and advising them. Down the course they go. Last year, folks, at the first ever European Championship for the Nacra 17 foiling boat, when it changed that flying design, was won by Ruji Tito, who's going to win this one too. But it was Lynn Senholt and CP Lubeck from Denmark who was fighting to get on the podium and had one of their best regattas of the career. And they're just outside in this one as well. And they're fighting for the lead of the medal race. Red Kite is about to come across. That's Waterhouse and Darmanin. And Denmark, CP Lubeck and Lynn Sendholz just to windward. They couldn't cross. I think they're going to lose that lead. With Waterhouse is just unconsciously fast out on that trap. And we're going to turn and start moving here. Oh, no, we're good. We're right here at the finish. All right. This is the last 150 meters here. Look at how fast these guys are moving. The puff's coming down the course. Boat's doing about 18 knots, 19 knots right now. Luffing the kite, they're going so fast. We're staying with them. Waterhouse are they gonna get ahead? It looks like this is really close. Here comes Sendholt, here comes Waterhouse. It's one boat length. Great work as Waterhouse makes the pass on the last leg. Great job from Riley Gibbs as well. Beautiful stuff there, along with Louisa Chafee. That'll move up. I think they'll move up there, actually. No, because Waterhouse beat him. All right, here it's on. GBR 21, GBR 91. 21 crosses first, but Saxton will beat his countryman there. And then this is your silver medalist, Gemma Jones, Jason Saunders, and ZL 22. They are your silver medal. Well, actually, they're not European, right? No. So not European champions. And here comes the European champion, the only ever European champion in the foiling Nacra 17, Ruji Tita, Katarina Banti, and they are the new champs, or the repeat champs, and they'll be pretty happy about that one. We'll just take a shot here and see how happy they are as their coach is right behind us. So there you go, Waterhouse Darmanin giving him a round of applause there. And I'll tell you what, Tita Banti, you know, they really should have won the world championship. They had a big lead going into the final race, and a little mental mistake, and they ended up dropping their rig, or breaking the rig of another boat. And there is your bronze medalist finishing second last. So Ekavari now has a silver and a bronze at the two Europeans that he's contested. Although no, he'll be the silver again because he's European. This stuff's so frustrating. Anyway, and Outeridge goes through the finish line there. They'll come in a deep 10th, and they'll stay in 10th place. I didn't see where Rufo came in. He might have passed them, actually, for the dead last position. Anyway, your repeat champion, Ruji Tita, Katarina Banti in the Nacra 17. It's kind of been like that all week. We sort of knew who the players were, and there's I would say the field is not super deep. You got the gold medalist training over in Aarhus, and several other top teams not here. So keep that in mind. But Ruji, cream of the crop, boy, 2 in a row.